Haley and I already chatted about our favorite sewing tools that are under 10 bucks. And if you haven't seen that video, we'll link to that one. But today we're going to be talking about our favorite top 10 sewing tools that are under 20 bucks.
First up, we have a magnetic pin dish. So a magnetic pin dish is exactly what it sounds like. It is a dish that has a little magnet down at the bottom that you put your pins in. Your pins, because of the magnet, are not going to be going anywhere. And I love a classic tomato pin cushion, but this is just such a lovely upgrade. I love that when I'm sewing, I can toss my pins in the general direction of my pin dish and know that the science of magnets is going to take care of the rest.
How do they work?
I don't know, but it works.
Next up is a tailor's ham. So a tailor's ham is this ham-shaped object thing that's stuffed very tightly, and it provides a firm surface for pressing. So you notice that it's curved, and that makes it easy to drape, for example, a sleeve head or a curved seam over the edge of the tailor's ham and press it into shape. A tailor's ham just makes it really easy to get a nice, beautifully pressed curve. It also makes it easy to press the gathers or the easing at the top of a sleeve cap. And there's just really no substitute for it. There's really no other way to get that look without a tailor's ham.
Next, we have a seam roll. A seam roll is kind of like the cousin of our pressing ham. It is also a stuffed object that you use for pressing. The reason that you would use a seam roll would be for a few different reasons. You can use it to get into hard to reach places, like if you wanted to press the underarm of a sleeve open. You can use this as the surface to press that against. You just stuff it right inside your sleeve and press that seam open. The other reason you might want to use a seam roll is it can help you to avoid getting seam indentations on the right side of your fabric. So by draping your fabric over this, you can press that seam without pressing the seam allowance really firmly into the fabric, leaving an imprint.
Next up is a clapper. So a clapper is another pressing tool, and the way I like to use a clapper, my favorite way to use a clapper, is when I'm sewing something that's kind of hard to press. So for example, if I'm sewing a pair of jeans, if I'm sewing denim, you'll have a lot of really thick layers and it can be really hard to press, and you might be tempted to hold the iron really firmly into your fabric for a long time, but of course that can scorch the fabric and cause other problems. There's only so long you can hold an iron. So a clapper, what that allows you to do is you kind of steam your fabric with the iron, you remove the iron, and then you can press down with the clapper and hold it there for as long as you want. Because the clapper itself isn't hot, it's just pressing the heat and the steam into your fabric. So really handy for those kinds of applications, and you use it a lot in tailoring.
Next up, we have thread snips. Now, thread snips might seem like a really basic tool, but what I suggest doing and what I employ in my own sewing room is making sure that I have a couple of pairs of thread snips kind of scattered about. I like to have a pair on my cutting table. I like to have a pair by my sewing machine. I like to have one on the ironing board. It is really important to be consistent about your snipping as you are sewing, whether that's getting the loose threads or if you're doing any clipping and notching and grading. These kinds of things are going to kind of make or break your finished product and make it look more professional. So making that really accessible to yourself is so important. I definitely recommend investing in something that is a little bit sharper so it can also do the job of notching and clipping and grading seam allowances as well. And if you are having trouble deciding on a pair of thread snips, we actually have a really great article that is a guide to thread snips, and you can check that out. We will put a link below.
Next up, we have a screw punch. So a screw punch is basically a hole punch. And the difference between a screw punch and a regular single hole punch, which you'll know are kind of scissor shape, is that a screw punch can be used anywhere on a piece of paper. So whereas with a regular hole punch, you'd use it on the edge of a piece of paper, a screw punch can go anywhere. So it just works by you just kind of slam it down, you press down, and it rotates and cuts out a little hole. Really, really helpful for cutting out the little circles in your pattern piece, anywhere they are, pocket markings, placement marks, anywhere you have a circle marking, you can just put a little hole and then use a pencil to mark your marking.
Next up, we have a thread caddy. A thread caddy is a really great way to keep your thread neat and organized and not in a tangled mess. You can get a thread caddy that looks like this. They also make enclosed thread caddies, so if dust and sunlight is going to be an issue in your sewing space, you can definitely use one of those instead to protect your thread.
Next, we have a rotary cutter. So a rotary cutter is a cutting tool, and it slides along your fabric to cut it out rather than having to use scissors. So the benefit of a rotary cutter is it can be a lot faster to cut out your pattern pieces when you use a rotary cutter. We have a whole video about this where we test a rotary cutter versus shears for cutting out your fabric and your pattern. So be sure to check that out if you want to see it in action and see how much faster it is. I love a rotary cutter. I always use a rotary cutter, pretty much always, to cut out my fabric because it's fast, it's easy. You do need to invest in a cutting mat to go with it, self-healing cutting mat. So that goes under your fabric, which can be a little bit of an investment. But once you have that, I think you'll really like using a rotary cutter if speed is an issue for you.
Next, we have a French curve or a curved ruler. If you are a person that does pattern hacking or you do a lot of alterations, a curved ruler and a French curve are really handy. These curved rulers help to provide a guide when you are drawing curved seams. So this can be in places where you are redrawing the armhole or reshaping a crotch, and they're just so helpful. And again, there's kind of no substitute for it. It can be hard to find household objects around where you can kind of trace the curved edge, and this provides lots of different kinds of curves to it. You have a more tight curve down at the bottom and then a more shallow curve along the long edge, and it's just a really handy tool to have around, especially once you get into more pattern making projects.
And finally, we have an acrylic quilting ruler. So a quilting ruler is basically just a large clear ruler like this. So it's got measurements along this edge, it's got measurements along this edge, so that helps you with measuring both dimensions at once. The other thing that's really helpful about it is it has markings for 45 degrees, so you can get the bias really easily. If you're trying to mark the bias grain line, that's really, really helpful. The other thing I really like about a clear acrylic quilting ruler is that it's very thick. It's very thick and heavy, and that makes it very easy to draw lines with because it's very stable. It'll stay in one place on your table. It's not going to slide around as much as other rulers will. And even if you're using it with a rotary cutter, you don't really have to worry about slicing off the end of it because it's so thick and sturdy. And if you need a little extra help with building your toolkit, check out Sewing Supplies, a Beginner's Guide, which is a free download that we have. We'll link to that below. It's totally free. You can get that, and it has not only a bunch of tools that a beginner might need, but also a skills checklist, some recommended patterns. It's got a lot of resources for those of you who are new to sewing. And again, we'll link that down below. So is there anything that we missed? Are there any tools that you particularly love? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you next week.
I'm electric.
Okay, you sound good now.
Okay. No, I skipped that science lesson. It's conducting. That's a science word.
Magnets of science! Is there a radio tower around here? So a screw punch is basically a hole punch. The difference between a screw punch and a regular... Try that again.
Thread caddies are, they hold your thread. If you are a person that loves to do pattern hacks or you do, so loud.